Okay, so I've already done this video once. It was for my own school project, and so I just decided to redo it because, I don't know, I thought I was pretty bad in it. I was just looking over it and I'm like, I should probably do it again. And so I made a few mistakes and it was pretty funny. So I've included some bloopers at the end of the video, so if you want to watch them and have a little laugh to yourself, just stay till the end, and they're pretty funny, so I encourage you to do so. Shooted this scene in this video like 3 times, like no, this is the 3rd time, and so I'm hoping 3rd time's the charm. Is it? Let's find out. Okay. The diversity of cephalopods are octopuses, squid and cuttlefish. They all have adaptations from protection from predators, locomotion, stalking prey and communication. Preview. This class of organisms all have tentacles, extremely sophisticated eyes, colour-changing flesh and exceedingly complex learning behaviours. There are more than 700 different species of cephalopods, and although they have their variations anatomically, they also have certain distinct characteristics in common. Some types of cephalopods are octopuses, cuttlefish and squid. All cephalopods have the same basic anatomy and they are all made up of a head, a body and a foot. They all possess arms, 8 of them at least, that are attached to their heads, yet only some of them have tentacles. The difference between arms and tentacles is quite significant. Tentacles are used for catching prey, as they have a stronger cirri, which are like, you know the little, the suckers, the hooks, whatever you want to call them. They have stronger cirri on their underside, which all arms do contain, but to a less degree. The arms, on the other hand, arms on the other hand, who would have thought? Mum, you raised me well. The arms, on the other hand,
it's the franchise where I'm shining now. You can't see me, my time is now. In case you forgot or fell off.
However, the arms are used mainly only for swimming, and once the tentacles have caught the prey, the arms help reel the catch in. Cephalopods have the ability to change their appearance to match their surroundings to whatever extent they like and as often as they like. They are able to change their colour from spots, stripes, patterns, whatever, colours, to different shapes like rocks, kelp and stuff to match those. This is achieved using chromatophores, which are bags located under the flesh and are filled with pigment. These cells, or groups of cells, are controlled by nerves to change the appearance of the skin. They predominantly use this tactic as camouflage, but also use this as part of the mating rituals. All cephalopods have similarities in certain organs. They have 3 hearts, 2 of which pump blood to the gills, while the other pumps it to the rest of the body. Their blood is blue because it binds oxygen with the protein hemocyanin. Like hemoglobin carries oxygen around our bodies, the same goes for cephalopods, but it's called the hemocyanin. Their brains are much larger than those of other invertebrates and other species, which enables them to learn and remember more information. They have 2 eyes, which are extremely complex and almost as sophisticated as the human eye. Have the amazing ability to change the colour, shape and texture of their skin, which is useful for when they need to hunt prey and camouflage into their surroundings so that they don't become prey. When this occurs, lots of pigment-filled bags called chromatophores expand and contract to change the shade of the flesh. These chromatophores are situated just beneath the surface of the skin, and when they change size, they reveal different colours that matches the environment that they are in. Okay, so in the middle of each chromatophore, there is this little elastic sac filled with pigments. These sacs are kind of like a balloon. They can vary in colour and can be black, brown, yellow, orange or red. When these sacs expand, the colour becomes more visible. A complicated mixture of nerves and muscles control whether these sacs expand or not. These pigment cells are connected to the nervous system, so whenever they feel threatened, scared or simply just when they need to, in order to hunt, like when they need to hunt, they will camouflage into the sand, rocks, seaweed and any other organism. Okay, so like in the introduction or the diversity or whatever, I stated that the eyeballs are very sophisticated. So I'm going to talk about that and look a little more deep into it, because it's really interesting. And if you're doing like a basic project or you're not requiring that much information, this is pretty scientific, so you can just skip ahead. Cephalopods desperately require good eyesight for survival so that they can rely on it to catch prey, detect predators and communicate. Cephalopods possess what the scientists call a camera eye. This eye is made up of two chambers, which is separated by a lens that projects this image onto a light sensitive at the back of the eye called a retina. The structure of the eyes help them to detect sources of bioluminescence, which is what they mainly use to see in the water. As mentioned before, cephalopods would catch their prey using camouflage techniques, then jumping out, wrapping its prey around its tentacles. Excuse me. They would then transport this prey to the cephalopod's beak, which is located in the middle of their tentacles at the bottom of their head. Most of you would know that cephalopods do possess an ink sac, and when they feel threatened, scared, they just squirt out because they want to like get away and just distract and stuff. So I'm sure most of you would know that. But just looking a little bit deeper into the ink side of things, like the reason why they squirt it and what it's made of and dark colour and stuff like that, yep. The ink is stored in a bladder-like sac which branches off the intestine. The ink sac is located between the gills, and when ink is released, a bit of water is released from the siphon. The dark colour of the ink is determined by the amount of melanin it contains. So in our skin, like in our bodies, we have melanin, and depending on how much you have or how much your body contains determines how dark or light your skin is. Anyway, okay. So the larger amount of melanin in the ink, the darker it is. And when a cephalopod is being chased by a predator, they squirt out ink which forms a black cloud behind them so that the predator can't see. So like sometimes whenever the octopus or squid or cuttlefish or whatever is being chased and attacked by this predator, and sometimes this, well, most of the time anyway, this prey like this cephalopod will squirt out ink at the predator so that it like thinks that the predator thinks that the ink is the actual animal, and so they would attack the ink cloud while the actual octopus is swimming off and escaping. All cephalopods share the same type of environment. They are found in all of the world's oceans, from the warm tropical waters to the near freezing water at both the North and South Poles. But the most common place you would find them is in the shallow coastal waters. All species are marine and cannot survive in the fresh water. With this being the case, cephalopods are found in the marine ecosystem, which is the largest ecosystem with a coverage of nearly 71% of the Earth's surface, and containing 97% of the planet's water. This water contains salts and minerals dissolved in them at a high level. Different divisions of the marine ecosystem are oceanic, the relatively shallow part of the ocean floor; profundal, the bottom or the deep water; intertidal, the area between the high and low tides; estuaries, salt marshes, coral reefs. Octopuses move around depending on how much food there is, where predators are located, and where males and females are for reproduction purposes. They usually spend their time in the same area, but move around in search of food and shelter from predators. To help with this process, they possess the amazing abilities of adaptation and camouflage. They use this ability to blend in with their surroundings as either a surprise attack on prey or a hiding place from predators. Cephalopods are nocturnal, in which means they hunt at night and rest during the day. Cephalopods have a big impact on our environment, and so many species of the ocean would be corrupt if not for these creatures. For instance, there would be more food for the other creatures that share the same diet as the cephalopods. That would be an option for what could happen if there were no octopuses, cuttlefish or squid in our waters. Another thing that could happen would be that there'd be too many shrimp and crabs and etc. in our waters, but that would be a very rare occurrence considering that there are so many predators that feed on these prey. But On the other hand, if there were no cephalopods in the ocean, the predators of these creatures would find it harder to hunt, and some would go hungry because of the cephalopods may be the only thing that they would feed on. Cephalopods have a relatively short lifespan, seeing as though they have an anatomy that is almost as sophisticated as the human body. As a result, the juvenile grows very quickly, profusely effective at turning its consumptions into body mass. A young cephalopod increases its weight by 5% each day. That is a huge amount, and by the end of its life, the cephalopod will weigh 1/3 of what it has ever eaten. Seeing as though cephalopods only have 3 to 5 years to live, they haven't any time to waste via food for survival. Once the creature reaches adulthood, it will eventually get the urge to mate. As with most creatures, the octopus's main purpose in life is to reproduce and keep the life cycle going. However, if they knew just what was waiting for them, they might have thought twice, because both the female and male octopuses die soon after mating. The male dies a few months after mating, and the female dies shortly after her eggs hatch. The male octopus has a modified arm called the hectocotylus, which is about 1 meter long and holds rows of sperm.
Preview.
Hectocotylus, which is about 1 meter long and holds rows of sperm. Once the creature reaches adulthood, it will eventually get the urge to mate, as with most creatures.
As with most humans as well.
There are more than 700 different species of cephalopods. Anatomy. There are more than 700 different species of cephalopods, and although they all have their variations anatomically, they all have certain
They see me mowing my front lawn. I know they're all thinking I'm so wide and nerdy. Think I'm just too wide and nerdy. Think I'm just too wide.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope it is very beneficial to you. This was my first one, so sorry if it's a bit, rusty, and that depends on what you guys think, and if you like it, please comment below and tell me what you thought about the video. Any requests for new videos and what you would like me to research and stuff, and I can get it to you. Okay guys, so I will see you next time I do a video. It will hopefully be soon, but yep, have a good week, weekend, holiday, whatever it is. Sunday. Have a good Sunday for Australians, I think. So please like, comment and subscribe, because if you want to see more of these videos, give me a big thumbs up down below and give me a good subscribe. I always love a good subscribe. That's your Jonesy and she is out.